I can't think of a more cruel, heartless, stupid maneuver a few days before Christmas. And we are going to feel this in Virginia at unprecedented level. I mean, many of you may say, well, what do I really care about whether the federal government shuts down? Well, if you're going to get on an airplane anytime after Friday and go visit a loved one, and you got to realize your TSA employees are not getting paid, your air traffic controllers are not getting paid, some of them may call in sick, you're going to have a level of chaos at our airports that I fear could be unprecedented. If you're part of the tourism economy in Virginia and our national parks shut down, and that tourism dollars around the Christmas holidays are what you need, well, yeah, if you're a federal employee, you ultimately may get paid back sometime down the line. But if you're that small business or restaurant that's outside the national park or outside Shenandoah Drive, you don't get repaid. If you're a family that budgets week to week and you work for the federal government, you're not going to get a paycheck until whenever the government would reopen. And Virginia is more dependent on government contractors than any other state. Your future pay may be put in jeopardy as well. I was just in Hampton Roads earlier this week, and with the ship repair industry. It's stupid enough to have a continuing resolution where people can't start on next year contracts and we drive up costs. But as early as Monday of this week, we still thought the absolute stupidity of a shutdown was not going to happen. And listen, I had a career in business before I was in politics. I've done a lot of deals. I know Donald Trump says he's a deal maker. Well, you don't do a deal and then renege, which is what happened at the 11th and a half hour. You're playing with people's lives. You're playing with a level of economic uncertainty. And to do this, literally 4 or 5 days before Christmas and Hanukkah, is this what we're going to see, kind of governing by chaos for the next 4 years? And I go back again to the so-called House leadership, which may be an oxymoron in terms of leadership. For them to allow this to happen and then kowtow and walk away from something that was their deal, the fact that the so-called House leadership still listens to a whole group of MAGA, Freedom Caucus, way out there folks who are never going to vote for any budget, and yet they still dictate terms. I thought I'd seen it all, and again, I know we have seen these before, and there still could be some 11th and a half hour effort, but this is why Virginians and Americans lose faith in their governing institutions, when people act so irresponsibly and have so little value that when you actually shake hands on a deal that you're going to honor that. And I've been doing business a long time. This kind of behavior in the business world, I wouldn't do business with the people again. In this framework of our government, though, you can't choose who you got to do business with. We got to get government funding and keep the government open. Virginia gets hit harder by a government shutdown than virtually any other state. We've got lots of national parks and monuments. We've got lots of federal employees. We've got the Navy. We've got our military, government contractors. I think any responsible member, I don't care what political party you belong to, that isn't willing to do all they can to come up with plan B or C, I don't know how you could go home to your constituents and say, I'm sorry, this was our Christmas present. We're shutting down the government. I would be worried about package delivery going forward. I would be worried. Again, you think about the fact that we're saying 5 days before Christmas that air traffic controllers, we don't think you're valuable, so we're going to not pay you as long as this political baloney goes on. That could potentially affect not only the kind of traveling public, but also, delivery services and other things. I think this kind of chaos being thrown into the holiday season, I think we should expect longer delays at airports. I think we should anticipate potentially delays in terms of package delivery. And I think the idea of families, not just government employees, but the businesses that are adjacent to government facilities, they don't get paid back. And folks around our Virginia tourism, why do this self-inflicted harm on the country? I've done this a long time, but it's just cruel that anyone would think, pulling the rug out from under the feet of people who've worked in good faith to try to get a deal. And nobody liked the deal entirely. I got a lot of things that I didn't like in the continuing resolution. But the art of governing is also the art of what's possible and recognizing you got to compromise. Short answer, package deliveries, airport lines, you name it, in the busiest travel and package delivery time of the year, yes, there'll be delays and disruptions.